describe this movie, it's the only way I can think to describe it is it's a psychological coming-of-age story. I mean, which is really unique.
And an event shatters a reality, and the shards of it reflect something supernatural.
And it's a reflection of an adult woman on what she went through as a young girl, and it's also the sort of dream of a young girl of what it would be like to grow up and get past everything she's struggling with.
So it's about a woman who's trying desperately to survive, and where this journey takes her.
It's a psychological thriller. I think, you know, it's a film that has beautiful reality elements, and it has beautiful setting, and has a great, gripping plot, and a mystery, and a wonderful reveal, twist. And it's an emotional thriller in a way, you know, where you are taken on a ride with these characters.
Hey.
Michael?
Diana? In the final moments, once he corners the two girls in the bathroom, he gives them a final choice to decide which one of them is gonna die. And who should I kill? So he kind of lets them be their own executioner.
Michael. Shoot me.
And in that moment, Diana makes the choice, and he finishes it. He lets her request happen.
You know how sometimes when you're dying, you have a flashback, but Diana is really having a flash forward of what her life would have been if she would have lived.
It's one of those movies that you see, that you go back and see a second and third time because you're going, oh, you know, it's like Sixth Sense, where there's these clues, and you're trying to figure out, what was, oh, and then you see it, and you go, oh my God, why didn't I get that the first time?
Everything is connected, but I don't think you can, because it's like little clues, so I don't think you can see it or you really pay attention when you're gonna watch the film, but after, when you're gonna find out, about the twist, people are gonna put it back together and it's gonna be like, oh my God, of course.
Because of the twist, because we didn't want to give anything away. You know, it was one of the challenges was creating hints and creating clues and parsing them out in a very controlled manner. Of course, and crescendoing with the full explanation at the end. But just trying not to be too obtuse, not to be too cute with the clues. It was a really fine balance that I think Emile really achieved in the script of not giving it away and yet piquing the interest and yet having everything be there for a reason. These seemingly disparate things that have no real logical reason of being. The birds disappearing from the trees for a moment. As soon as she thinks about them, she wills them back into existence. Things like that. Yeah, I think that was, the clues was the hardest part about writing the screenplay, I think. And it was also the hardest part about structuring the film in the edit room as well.
Our deepest guide in our beginning to be is imagination, our ability to project and mold our future selves from the myriad possibilities before us. And to imagine takes courage and effort. But it gives us hope too, hope that we can author our own destinies, hope that the rightness of the decisions we make now will be borne out in the future.
Well, I think it's the most sort of like painfully heart-wrenching human moments. You know, it's like you realize that
this hasn't been a reality, that this young girl will never have this reality. She won't have any future reality. Because at this point, you've become attached to the fantasy, you know? It's this whole other storyline with this fantasy life, you know? So it's having that robbed from you as a viewer, I think, which also, you know, obviously has a lot of meaning when you attach it to the fact that Diana doesn't have this either. And, you know, of course you wonder, okay, well, what happened to this other girl? And you start putting things together. And I mean, it's a really emotional thing at the end, I think. You know, both for the characters, because it's their reality, and also for you as the viewer. So at least that's, you know, what we're hoping.
You know what, honestly, I love to be, you know, it's so fun just not garbage around. I never liked the twist very much, actually. I kind of thought it was more interesting to me that, and now it's gonna, if anyone's seeing the movie, of course, they think, well, you're an idiot, which is what I hope happens. But as a piece, I really was interested in the sense of survivor's guilt. I don't like twists. For me, I wanted to play the reality of and the emotional, you know, the emotional thrust of the character. It's no fun to play a ghost and run around like having ghostly experiences. It's boring. So for me, I wanted to play a real woman remembering something, trying to work out her life with her child and her husband. And to me, actually, I think by that approach, hopefully, it will make the twist all the more meaningful, because the idea that this vision of a life unlived is not just a ghost story. It's not some sort of like, ooh, fancy thing. It's kind of a vision of like what it actually might have been like to live through this. And with a real range of emotion and vulnerability and things at stake and things not working out always so easily as an adult. Not just some sort of fantasy. So I'm sure the twist will work, but for me, it wasn't helpful for me to meditate on it not being real to deliver the part in a way that I think would make the twist most effective. Never mind.